where I'm going to look at my multiplication chart for the multiples of 9. All right, so I have my multiples of 9 right here. Next, I'm going to look at the digit in the greatest place value. So this is the digit in the greatest place value is a 1. Since 1 isn't in between any of these products, I'm going to underline the first 2 digits, which is 19. All right, so now I'm going to look at what 2 products 19 is in between. So 19 is in between 18 and 27, right? And now I'm going to add 2 zeros to the end of both of them because this 19 has 2 digits after it. And now I can think to myself, what times 9 is equal to 1,800? And what times 9 is equal to 2,700? Well, I know 9 times 2 is equal to 18, and then I have 2 extra zeros, right? And then I know 9 times 3 is equal to 27, so I have 2 extra zeros. And this tells me that my quotient is in between 200 and 300. However, my quotient will be closer to 200 because 19 is only 1 away from 18, right? And it's further away from 27. So it'll be closer to 200. 6,234 divided by 5. So I'm going to look at this first digit. This first digit, 6, is in between 2 multiples of 5. So I'm going to write down those 2 multiples. So 6 is in between 5 and 10. So I'm going to replace this 6 with a 5. And then I'm going to replace it with the 10. And then there's 3 digits after the 6. So I'm going to put 3 zeros after each. All right, and I think to myself, what times 5 is equal to 5,000? Well, I know 5 times 1 is equal to 5. And then I have 3 leftover zeros. And then what times 5 is equal to 10,000? I know 5 times 2 is equal to 10, and then 3 leftover zeros, right? So I know my quotient is in between 1,000 and 2,000. However, because 6 is closer to 5 than it is to 10, my quotient is going to be closer to 100,000 than it is to 2,000. All right, 7,983 divided by 4. Again, you can look at the multiples on your multiplication chart for 4, or you can make a tic-tac-toe board real quick. So I underlined the first digit, which is 7. Now 7 is in between 2 multiples of 4. So I will go ahead and write those down. So we have 4 and 8, right? 7's in between 4 and 8. Now, after the 7, there are 3 digits, so I will write 3 zeros. And now, I can think what times 4 is equal to 4,000? Well, 1 times 4 is 4, and then I add my 3 zeros, and then 4 times 2 is 8, and I can add those 2 zeros. All right? Now, if I look closely, I can see that my quotient will actually be closer to 2,000 because 7 is closer to 8 than 7 is to 4. All right? So that means that my quotient will be closer to 2,000 than it will be to 1,000. 3,426 divided by 6. I'm going to make my tic-tac-toe board for 6s real quick. And so since 3 isn't in between 2 multiples of 6, I'm going to underline the first 2 digits, which make 34. So 34 falls in between 30 and 36. So I'm going to replace 34 with 30, and then with 36. And I'm going to replace the last 2 digits for both numbers with zeros. Right? And now I can think, what times 6 is equal to 3,000? Well, I know 6 times 5 is equal to 30, and then I have 2 zeros. And then 6 times 6 is equal to 36, and then I add 2 zeros. And my last step, I know that 34 is closest to 36. So that means that my quotient will actually be closest to 600. but it will be somewhere in between 500 and 600.